not what I wanted.
Right, Mother.
Yeah.
We are here.
Peace, love, and happiness.
We are absolutely here. Let me make sure that I am here because I'm what is here now.
We on. We're good.
Connected. Okay. We're good. We're here. I have my Bluetooth in. I can hear everything. Well, happy Thursday, and we're on the right Instagram, which I've been getting better. I'm
I just
so proud of myself. I'm proud of me. Technology like had me, but she was back. So, how's your week been?
back. We've been good. Yeah, week's been good. No complaints. Life is good over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just navigating through this world.
Clearly.
No
I love
complaints.
that for you. I love it for you. I love it. I love it for you. My week has been good as well. Actually, big shout out to one. I meant to send it to you today, but big shout out to one of our former guests, Mike Speaks. He got engaged.
Mm,
So, if you've watched this show, we interviewed a gentleman named Mike. He was a guest on the Kendra G show well over a year ago. And I reached out to him, we connected, and we actually interviewed him on this show. And I looked at his Instagram story today, and he got engaged to his new girlfriend. So, hashtag Black Love wins. It was not somebody he met from the Kendra G show. Absolutely not. But he did get engaged, and I'm happy to see that. So yeah, congratulations to Mike. I reached out and wished him a congratulations. I love seeing people like love online, and my feed has been full of that because I had to purge my feed like about a year or so ago from any of the bull crap, like just remove certain like pages and stuff from my feed so that I could get the information that I want, which is just positive and love and all of that stuff. So I love Black Love, and I hope to one day be able to announce my own engagement. In Jesus' name we pray.
amen.
Amen. Amen.
I like how you.
Amen.
That was pretty smooth.
Gotta bring it back. Listen, every week I gotta let the Lord know I'm still out here. I'm still waiting. But my week has also been good. It's been productive. Heading into the Labor Day weekend, just looking forward to resting. I just really want to sleep. I am doing something special with my mom. I'm taking her to a live taping of Family Feud Canada.
Okay.
So on Saturday morning, I'm meeting my mom so we can go do that together because that's stuff that like my mom loves and the shows that we grew up on, and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna hang out with my mom and do that. But then for the rest of it is just content creation and resting. Like I really need to sleep, and I'm gonna look forward to
Big
sleeping.
shout out to Mom Dukes.
Right? We're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna have a fun time. I'm gonna try to get us in the section where we can get on TV. An insider told me exactly where we should be sitting if we want a chance at getting on TV. So I know exactly what to do. He told me the name of the person who I should tell when I get there. And so that's the great thing about working in media, right? Like you get some inside scoop. So once I get there, I'm gonna try to see if they'll see this in the section, so my mom can really have a good time.
Right.
Yeah, we gotta hang out. They're getting older, right? Like it's one of those things as we think about it. Like my mom is gonna be 70 next year,
Oh wow.
and yeah, she's the only. Well, technically, I have two moms, and I only have my mom's left because my dad passed away, and my mama, who's my stepmom, she turned 80 in July, and my mom's turning 70 next year. So I started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. My daughter and I were even having a conversation about me aging, and she told me to stop it right there. She's like, I don't even want to think about you aging because I know what that potentially means. And my daughter didn't even want to think about it at
Oh,
all. So, yeah. Ugh, yeah.
life.
Spend time with your parents, spend time with your kids. Just spend all the time you can because you just never know. But we're going to get off that doom and gloom and I'm going to get into the topic at hand because this topic is going to be a little controversial because we now live in a society where you can't speak your true mind. I miss the 90s and the 2000s where politically correctness was accepted. And it wasn't even politically correct, it was just the truth. But nowadays, we cannot say the truth because we get canceled. So, not really caring about it getting canceled. It is what it is. However, viewer discretion is advised if you watch this on the replay. If you have any sensitivity around weight, this show may trigger you. So,
Yeah, yeah, about that.
I'm sorry. I really was trying to be a mature adult. Um, Fat, Dating, and Delusional is the name of this week's show.
Mm,
And it was inspired by a video clip I was actually sent where another YouTube show, was actually discussing the video we're going to show. And not only were they discussing that video, they were discussing a response to that video from another lady who was in full support of what we're about to hear in this video. And on this show, we talk about standards and all those things and boundaries because we think that is important. However, are some women taking these standards and boundaries too far? That is the question. So I'm going to play this video here and I want to get people's honest and open opinion about what this young lady's saying. So here we go.
A man asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no and then brought myself to McAllister's where I got this croissants, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like to date, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like to date. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
okay. I mean, I respect not wanting to do coffee. I respect that, right? Okay. It's your choice, But she definitely was definitely in her big big back mode right there. Like, oh, I got this and this off of 25. She sounds like a guy right there. Not saying she is a guy or sound like a guy, meaning as a man, we go on our dates by ourselves. Not a date. We just go out to eat by ourselves, and our tag goes from $100 down to $25. That's not like, oh man, I'm glad I ain't go, man. That's just money I saved. So yeah, anyway, I mean, hey, I'm glad she got the deal. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you rock.
So my question is that delusional or is it just basic standards what she talked about? She says, I don't want a coffee date after work because I can go out by myself and have big back behavior. I'm really trying to be politically correct, but that was big back behavior. She just put up 4 items or whatever, and then the root beer, the diet, I don't even know what the hell she bought.
Good.
Soda. So she added sugar on top of fat, on top of carbs, on top of whatever for $25. God bless you, girl. But is she being delusional or is that just basic standards? And every woman should have basic standards regardless of their physical appearance.
So I would say it's a little of both. I'll give her a little bit of standard, right? That's her standard, right? Because everyone's entitled to have their standards as far as what they want or accept. So I'll give her that, right? But also delusional as well too. I'll give both. She's on both sides. Just Was that a flex? Like, so my thing is, she tried to. Now, granted, she didn't be disrespectful towards the guy that tried to take her
She
out, right?
wasn't.
She didn't drop his name or nothing like that, so we don't know what dude looked like, right? But we are in social media world now, so now when you post this video and you showing yourself, and I'm looking at you, I'm like, I mean, I'll probably offer you the same thing before I want to go on a big date. I mean, just look at her. She's already big back, right? Now the dude could be big back as well too. Whatever. All I'm saying is that before I'm gonna spend his bag on you or whatever, whatnot, let me have a sit down conversation and see if it's worth my time and my energy and my resources. Because at the end of the day, if we're going to eat, I'm going to pay for it anyway. So it's my resources you're going to spend anyway. So yeah, right, exactly.
Just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it up there. No.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, look, once again, it's her standard. I'm okay with you having your standard, but it's like, baby girl, that one you just could have kept to yourself. Just keep the video. This conversation could have kept. Matter of fact, just cut the first part off and be like, hey guys, let me tell you, she could. This is what she could have did, right? And I'm being funny.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hey, if you want to go out to eat for $25, you can get this, 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 and this, and a perfect video for that. Just cut the first part
I
out.
actually agree. I actually agree. That would have been a for under $25 you can get this soup, this sandwich, this croissant, whatever the hell she got, and a root beer, all for under $25 in these hard economic times.
Exactly.
Um, Mr. Miss, I'm just going to take this down because I won't be able to say what I need to say with a straight face. But I don't understand what's wrong with a coffee date. Here is the thing, which is like, this is why I am perplexed about some of these new guidelines and standards for dating. Let's assume I meet you on a Tuesday, we exchange a couple of texts, we talk on a Wednesday, and we're going out on a Thursday. I don't know you well enough that I am necessarily feel that I want to go into this where I am now obligated to potentially spend 2 to 3 hours with you over dinner. Because a standard dinner these days, you go in, you sit at the restaurant, they come, they greet you, you have the water first, then you get your order of drinks, then they come back a few minutes later, you have the appetizers, you chitty chat, you drink, there might be another drink in between, then you come back and you get the main course. That takes a while to make, you come back, and then maybe you do dessert, right? This is a good solid 2 plus hours. I'm not sure I want to invest 2 plus hours with a new person. So a coffee date is something that can either be 30 minutes or it can last all day. You can go in intending to spend 30 minutes. You guys realize, oh my God, we're getting along. All of a sudden, you're walking on the lake. All of a sudden, you're going bowling, or you end up at a movie. All of a sudden, the gentleman says, oh my God, I'm having such a great time. I don't want this to end. I'd love for us to go out to dinner. You know what? Like, you go, I'll take you home. I'll go home. Let's meet back up. I'll pick you back up at 7. And now you're actually at dinner because you've done that intro. I don't want to do the reverse. I don't necessarily want to start with 2 hours of looking in your face and having to smile at you, and I might not like you that much when I can start with 30 minutes that can get to all day. Am I like, is that just different? I'm confused.
No, I think that's a great idea. And honestly, she kind of proved without even saying it that she wasn't really looking for a date or actually get to meet someone and get to know someone. She was looking for a meal.
You sure did get one for
I mean,
$25.
think about it though, because I mean, if she was intentional, like the guy, see, that's it. See, women will do things for guys who they want. If this
Absolutely.
if this was a guy that she was really interested to want to get to know and meet, it wouldn't matter where he wanted to go, or
Correct.
it wouldn't matter because she would have like, okay, we're gonna walk in the park. Let's go walk and talk. We'll send a bench over.
Correct.
Send a bench. So more of the story is that she wasn't really into dudes, so dude dodged the bullet in a sense. Save some money, brother. And then on top of that, she was looking just for a meal for the day. Because if you just say, "Hey, let's go to Ruth Chris," she'd be like, "Okay, let's go." But when we said
And look,
coffee,
coffee, she didn't like it.
which is funny because our last date that I was on, we went to bars in Noble, and of
Oh my
course,
God, I want a book date. I want a book date.
so we went to bars and Nobles, and of course they do have Starbucks there. So we got the coffee. Well, I got a frappe, something like that, and a cookie, whatever. And then we walked around the whole place, looked at books, X, Y, Z, and we talked, right? Getting to know each
Hmm.
other. And guess what? You just said it. You know what? I don't want this to end. Let's go get something to eat. We went right across the street was a restaurant. Right, rent a restaurant, sat there and eat, had a good time. Now, if it was, yeah, I don't see it going farther from here. We just stuff here. I'd have went home. She'd have went home. That would have been it.
Correct.
But
Correct.
because we had that icebreaker communication, like really get to talk, not just sit there eat food. Talk to you, get to know you, get to know me. Okay, look at you, look at me, whatever, whatever, all that good stuff. It worked out. I said, okay, I'll wait for round two. Let's go. So why not? What's wrong with kind of getting to know the person that you're about to invest in or spend your money on? What's wrong with that?
I think a lot of people are capping online, right? Like, I just don't believe some of these women who come yippity yapping about the fact that they have all of these options. Like, I'm not. Okay, I'm going to be as nice as possible in this section. I'm 45 years old. You're 42. We come from an era, and you as a man can speak. We come from an era where fat girls knew their place. This is going to be awful and it's going to end up in a clip, and I'm going to be okay with it. Where fat girls knew that they were not the primary girls, right? They understood what their position was, right? They were just never going to be the girl who he was up in the clubs with, doing the things out and about. It just was not the hot guy, right? Like, it was, you were there in the corner, invisible. Like, you didn't ever try to make it a thing or be number one. You knew what your position was. You knew that you were not going to be number one because this guy could not be seen out with you because you did not meet the physical requirements of a woman he wants to be seen with. Now we're in a place where everybody has a voice and everybody has a camera and everybody is claiming to live lives that they don't. Because I'm sorry, young lady, if you really were being asked out by all of these men in this world, you would actually have no problems with a coffee date because you would have the same standards I have in terms of I don't want to waste my time with anybody who's not worth it, and I can find out in 30 minutes or less on a coffee date. Anybody who's being asked out as much as, and I'm just going to be bold, as much as I get asked out, I don't have all of these hours in a week to spend over dinner getting to know anybody. So I eliminate them through phone calls and coffee dates and things where I can invest minimal time so that I can spend lots of time with the men I've whittled down from this little bit of time. Stop it.
And that's what intentional sounds like, ladies and gentlemen. Intentional.
Why are we lying? Like, I don't like this fake flexing lying online. There are a lot of women who we have fed into their delusion, and this woman went viral because I actually had to I googled to finally find her TikTok page to get it to it, and you should have seen the sisterhood in there. Oh, girl, don't let none of these wenches tell you that you shouldn't have standards. If you don't want to go on a coffee date, you shouldn't. And I'm like, she's not going on those many dates. Like, let's stop lying with to ourselves. Yes, there are plenty of it's rude. I know it's cool, and as a woman, I shouldn't say it, but I say whatever the hell I want. It's also my show, right? It is. There are a lot of men out here who will chop down a big girl, but there is not a bunch of men who, if given a choice with nine Toshibas in the line and one fat girl, are going to choose the fat girl, or with 9 fat girls in the line and one Toshiba isn't going to choose Toshiba over the 9 fat girls. It is if there are 10 men or there are 100 men we do this experiment with, there might be 10 who will choose the fat girl. And I'm being very generous. Like, this delusion is becoming too much even for me to stomach anymore. I'm all about standards. I think women should have standards. We both have girls. We both have girls. And I've taught my daughter about standards. But I also would have been honest with my daughter if she was a heifer. If my daughter was 250 pounds and 5'5", I would be honest with her. First of all, my daughter would have never gotten that big, not under my roof. It would have never happened. Let me just say, never happened. I'd have put locks on the cabinets and like it would have never happened, not under my watch. However, if that had been my daughter's life, I would have been honest with her about what it is that how the world is going to treat her. Like we need to stop. The world is going to treat you differently. That's how it is. My daughter happens to be 5'11", statuesque, and beautiful. Thank the Lord. I thank the Lord. So the world does treat her differently, and that's the reality. We need to stop trying to be nice and act like this is the way. The world. It's not going to change. This is going to be the same way in 2035, in 2045, in 2065, in 2075. People are going to like aesthetics.
That's true.
I'm sick of us. I'm actually starting to get just. I wish it like to me real sisterhood is honest.
There is no sisterhood.
Like,
That's the problem. That's the problem. There's no sisterhood. Just that right there. There's no sisterhood, so there's no accountability. So everybody could say and do what they want. Everyone got a phone they can post. She really thought when she posted that video, she really thought she was eating. She really thought she was making a point like, yeah, girl, I only know coffee date because instead of him spending
his money on me.
$14 on 2 drinks, I spent $25. Yeah. So you still spending money where you probably wouldn't have to spend money at all. Make it make sense. And all would
And that was a flex. And that was a flex.
and all it would have been is just your time. The only thing you probably had to give up was your time. And if it didn't flow right or go how you wanted to go, you could have went to marry your way and still spent that $25 being a bit back on top of the coffee. At least you wouldn't have been tired. You'd have been full energy. You know what I'm saying? You might have been hungry. Hey, I'm just saying. So like she thought she was really eating. She thought she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go viral on this video. I mean, you might go viral now because we're talking about it, but at the end of the day, you made no point. And I look at you. You're not, you're decent, but not someone I'm gonna tear. Like, hey, I want to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? So like, what point were you trying to make? None. I mean, everyone got a phone, right? That's cool. Go ahead.
No, and I think that like I'm gonna get to that. Like you made a good point. Like you made no point, right? And I think people are trying to eat on the internet. Like I'm here, I'm gonna show everybody I'm eat, but it's nonsensical. Someone asked you, according to you, Mister doesn't quite believe her, but someone asked you for a coffee date after work, right? And you say, I don't do coffee dates after work. Someone was going to take you and they were going to purchase a coffee for you. And if we've all gone to Starbucks, between a coffee and a cookie or a sandwich or whatever, that shit can be $15 to $20, right?
Easy.
So easy, like easy, quickly, right? So, and you say no because I don't do coffee dates, and then promptly took yourself to what looked like a pastry coffee place or whatever to then spend your own money, to then put your camera up and talk about how you didn't want somebody to spend money on you, so you instead went and spent your own money on yourself because you have standards.
Make it make sense, right? Just make it make sense. Just make it make sense. I love how you broke all that down. Yeah. Why spend someone else's money? I spend my own money being a bit back with making no point. And it's not really about fat shaming, but it's the fact that she was trying to shame whoever what she doing as a whole is shaming any man in the world
Who asked for a coffee date?
asking for a coffee date. Like coffee days is not lit. Like coffee days could be really like sometimes like coffee date which is like the best icebreaker of meeting someone because you really
Thank
have
you.
at that time you're really talking, getting to know each other. You gonna have your coffee or cookie or whatever it may be, light snack, but you have the opportunity to really talk versus going to the movies. You're not talking, you're watching movies.
Nope.
2 hours, then you get something to eat, go to a restaurant. She's on her phone playing the whole time. You trying to have a conversation. Appetizers come, you eating that, then food come, and then you're done. Then like that's it. Like, do you really know who you still dealing with? Oh, thanks for your time. Okay, I go home, and that's it. So you just waste your money. You don't have a connection, nothing. So I think anyone who or any female who doesn't at least take the opportunity to have that little small coffee break, yeah, go look on that. Go look on that. See how it works out for you. Because I still didn't see a ring on her finger. So, and she's probably in her late 30s. You know, I mean, she's not in her 20s for sure. So she ain't no spring chicken. So how's that working out for you? Do you want to be? I wish I could have had a conversation like, so do you want to be married? Do you want to be in a relationship? How was your last relationship? What was wrong with there? Because like the point, what point were you trying to make? Right, chemistry.
Zero.
Exactly. What point?
Zero.
What point? I'm just the overall. What point was she trying to make? You don't do coffee dates. Cool. Keep being single.
Here's oh my God, guys, I've been missing these comments. Thank you so much. Sorry, I was missing the comments. They don't scroll like they used to on StreamYard. But you know what? Here is where women are getting it wrong. They're trying to determine a man's worth and his wealth by the kind of date that man is asking you out on. So when she heard coffee dates, she thought broke.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
She did not think intentional. She did not think, you know what, I don't like this guy, I'm out. He also is asking you out after work, which if you've had a long day at work, you may not necessarily want to spend 2, again 3 hours at dinner. So it's a great way to set you up for a potential next date. But again, because we now live in a world where people equate the type of date you go on to a man's ability to provide, understanding that there are plenty of men who will spend money but still don't have the ability to provide.
Mm.
Because that's two different things. Scammers spend money all day. They're scammers. They don't have the ability to provide. Thank you, Broken Berlin. He says, give a shout out for my dress. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. But I think this is the message that is being conveyed. Where, hey, guess what? A man's worth is determined by the first, second, or third date he takes you on. So if he's not taking you to the hot restaurant in the city and dropping $400 on a date, then he's not worthy. If he's just asking you for coffee, that's not a man that's worthy of you. Not knowing if that man has several rental properties, owns his own company, has 3 different cars in a driveway and a house that he owns, any of that, but he actually wants to get right to the point and find out very quickly, is this woman worth investing my time in 30 minutes or less? And respectfully, any woman who's actually dating, who actually has a very robust dating life, understands that. Understands that. I've gone on dessert dates. I've gone on coffee dates. I've gone on walk dates.
Yes.
Okay, like literally went for a walk and bought an ice cream from the ice cream bed and dipped it in chocolate. And went on a really nice date, and that led to other multiple wonderful dates. I've also respectfully been on dates with. I remember one guy I went out with. The first night we went out, he spent $1,000 easy, like easy. The different places that we went. I've never slept with that man. I have never kissed that man. Ain't nothing happened with me and that man. Now he might have thought it was $1,000 well invested, but was it? Was it?
And
Was
then
it?
if you got, if you got it, so it didn't bother him. To
I
each
I mean I mean it, but he could have very well taken me on a $50 date
true.
to a coffee and to a bookstore and bought me a book. I'm an author, right? Like, but you find that out. Here's the thing. I might not be inclined to have certain conversations in dinner in certain restaurants, right? You're not, because some settings just don't allow for a robust conversation where that's what a coffee shop does. That's what a bookstore does. That's what a walk in the park along the lake. Like it is enjoys you to kind of have those conversations and get certain things out. And for me, I want to see if the man is willing to get to know me outside of just impressing me. Twins like the date from Half Baked, 8.44 date. I missed that one. I watched that movie. This is a good question. Broken Berlin. What was your favorite cheat date that led to good friendship or relationship? Twins. I've been chatting, so you go.
Um, it- so it's two of them. Both. So the one I explained earlier at Barnes and Noble, and the second one was Starbucks.
Let me think about mine.
And I think the one at Starbucks, we was there for like almost 3 hours. Like it was that, yeah. And that became our local meetup because we both like Starbucks. We had our drinks, good conversation. We did other stuff. It's yeah. Because once again, it was great communication. It's great communication. That's what started out. A good relationship is based on communication. If you can have a great
Facts.
communication, that's a great foundation to start it on. Of course, there's other
Facts.
things you want. There's great, yes, frappuccinos, all that. There's great things you can start on. I mean, add on to that. But if you can communicate effectively to each other and be honest up front, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. So yeah, those are my two.
I would say mine was, I won't lie, I love to eat. Okay. I'm like a fat girl. I'm a big back really internally. That's why I go to the gym as often as I do. Mine was a brunch. And if you know anything about brunches, they are a fraction of the price of dinner. That's why they are brunch. So a lot of brunches you can go and get a good meal for under 25 bucks a person, like a good wholesome meal. That same meal at dinner is going to cost you maybe $100, right? So I would say, because I like to eat, mine would have been brunch and then a walk after, because I love to walk after a meal. And again, brunch is more relaxed, right? Brunch and breakfast is a more relaxed setting. So I would say if you don't want to do the coffee, then maybe you do breakfast, right? It's waffles or a parfait and eggs, and it's just something, and you want to walk after, because we're generally not going to show up to an 11 o'clock brunch in stilettos and the whole thing. We're going to be a little bit more casual, right? We're going to show up in sneakers, so that makes it more conducive to be able to walk and hold hands potentially and go by the water and sit down. Where for an 8 o'clock dinner, you're coming all dressed up with stilettos and it's a whole production. You don't get to have that extra part at the end. But you actually made a good point. Are women dating for, relationships, or are they dating for a meal?
Mm, that's it. I mean, based on her response, she was like once again dating for a meal because she was like, once again said already, coffee date, not her thing. Cool. Also another date was a good walk. Like I said, walking. I had a park date. We went to the park, walked around. Because I like walk. I like like walking. It's healthy. Another fitness thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? So that was another one as well.
See if my date is out of breath, because I don't want no man who's going to be out of breath when I'm seriously. This is a real thing. Like I don't want you out of breath. So let's see how long we can walk without you getting out of breath, because I need my man to be healthy.
That's it.
Broken Berlin says he's done zoo dates. Zoo dates are free. In Toronto, I don't believe they are. I think our zoo's very expensive. I don't go to the zoo because the idea of animals in cages bothers me. But something like that, like a zoo date, an amusement park, bowling, top golf,
Oh yeah.
somewhere where you can, yeah, right, somewhere you can laugh, you can have fun, even in activity. I just think we need to, if you're intentional, if you're actually being intentional, the most intentionality someone can have is actually having a conversation with me, finding out a couple things that I like, and then planning a date around those things. That's intentionality. And you know when most men usually find that out, unless you were spending, because I'm a phone person. I am not a texting person. I am a phone person. So I am video calling you. I'm talking to you on the phone. Like I'm really trying to get to know someone because I like to fail fast, right? If we don't have any chemistry, talking over the phone, especially video calling, because you're seeing each other face to face, you can see faces that people make, you hear people's accents or not lack of accent or whatever you like. You see people in real time. So I fail fast by knowing whether I like someone or not. And generally, what happens is you start to find out what are the things that you like, what you don't like. And a man who then plans a date based on that, ladies, that shows you intentionality. If you're not doing what Toshiba is doing, a coffee date, a walk date, a park date, you know what? You just reminded me, I had a park date, and that park date was amazing. We were swinging on the swings, going on the monkey bars, like it was hilarious. And this guy was like 6'11". It was my little 5'5" self going on swings and the monkey bars, and he thought it was hilarious that I was fine with just going on this park. Like I was like, oh, do you want to meet me? Do you want to meet me in this park? Like there, because it was right by the water. Because I wanted to go by the water, and it was so much fun. And you get to see people's personality. Am I like so bougie that, oh my god, I will not go on the monkey bars because what am I doing, right? Like I can't get dirty. Like you start to really see people's personalities. You see how people interact with people. There's so much you can see, but I think the difference, twins, is we speak from an intentional place,
Yes.
and I think there isn't a ton of intentionality from the people who are the loudest right now on these internet.
But they stay getting pregnant. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. I said out loud. My bad. I real check that in. My bad. That was something I was. Damn, that's it out loud. My bad. My bad.
I can't get up with my own show. He said, but they
Yeah,
say getting.
they
I
stay
mean,
pregnant. Turn around, and say men ain't ish out here. All this, but well, because you wasn't intentional. You weren't intentional. You wanted to go to Roof Chris, so that's why you went to Roof Chris, and he spent the bag on you, and because he spent the bag on you, oh, he got
you
money,
give them the pom pom.
dropped them draws, and here you are now. Well, meaning on top of that, you got no connection at all. There's no connection there. Only connection he had that he had money. That's all your connection. But he ain't marrying you, so guess what? You ain't getting nothing. So now you're going to court trying to take your money from him. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like now it's a bag. But here you are. Because there's no connection. Because you was not intentional, like you said. Message.
You know what? We're going to stick on that for a second, because when people talk about intentionality, they always speak about the other person's intentionality and not their own intentionality.
Accountability? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's a nasty word. Not accountability. But let's get into it, right? It is not just about the other person's intentionality, it is about your intentionality.
Mm,
How are you intentionally spending your time getting to know someone? What questions are you asking? What elimination things are you considering? If we take If we take sex off the table and a man takes money off the table, what else do we have to offer?
Mm.
That's what I want to know. If a man takes money off the table and I take sex off the table, what else are we going to have to be able to converse about, to connect about, to build upon, to all of that? That is my intentionality. Let's say that man doesn't spend a dime on me for 90 days. Let's go into the 90-day thing, ladies. So
Oh.
let's say a man doesn't spend a dime on me for 90 days and I don't give him sex for 90 days. See, we're quick to talk about the 90-day rule when it comes to ourselves, but we never think about if a man had a 90-day rule not to spend a damn penny or
Yeah.
very limited pennies, or in 90 days he wanted to spend $90, which is $1 a day. I don't know, figure it out. But if we take those things off the table, what else do we got?
That's a good one. Nothing.
That's where the intentionality. Please, Broken Berlin. Oh my God, did I not put? I might not have put the link this week. I might have missed the link this week to go in. And if I can still put the link in, I'm gonna see if I still have it. Hold on. Is this yes? I have just put the link in the chat, guys. If you're interested in coming on the show, I don't know if I can pin it right now, but I just linked it in the chat if you're interested in coming out. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot to do that earlier. But Broken Berlin is saying that he can answer both questions, or he says, "Do you know it, twin, or do I need to write it?" Broken Berlin, either write it or feel
I know.
free
Yeah.
to come on the link. And Jeff is saying cricket. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jeff. It should not be cricket. As grown adults, intentionality means that you are going into any situation knowing what value you bring to whatever that situation is and knowing what value you want in return. Here's Broken Berlin. We're ready for you, sir. I'm just going to drop you right in. No technical difficulties this week, I see. Hold on. Let me make sure I got you. Here we go and go.
Welcome,
Hey,
welcome back.
I
Welcome back.
I got a theme song. I appreciate it.
Look at that. Look at that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, it's a safe space.
Say
All right, let's start with the Patrice O'Neill question. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neill.
R.I.P.
I'm gonna ask both of you, but I'll start with the lady. You're in a great relationship, love of
mm-hmm,
your life, doing
mm-hmm,
everything right. Uh, just an amazing, amazing man. And
okay,
somehow you get into an accident and you lose the ability to use your kitty cat. It just
okay,
doesn't. Some grits fell on your lap or something. I don't know, like some kind of you just you can't use it anymore.
okay.
How do you keep that man happy for the rest of his life? And do you allow him, or do you
Well,
allow him to cheat?
um, my kitty cat doesn't take away my nurturing ability, so I can't use my vagina. Okay.
Hmm.
However, I still am nurturing him in other ways. So I show love through, say, cooking, right? I show love through making sure that he's okay. So if my man is working hard, I'm going by his office and bringing him a meal. I'm supporting him. I'm being there in any capacity he feels he needs. I'm filling in the roles that he doesn't want to do, because sometimes there are things that I am really great at, he doesn't want to do, and I'm going to do those things because I happen to be really good at it, right? Like I'm going to show up in other ways. And no, my answer isn't I'm going to use my mouth, because I know that's what a lot of women say. Well, my mouth still works. Well, our mouth isn't it either, right? Like I need to be able to make sure that my value supersedes just the holes that I have. And so for me, it's showing up in my man's life in a way that will allow him to elevate and build a great foundation that no matter what happens in the course of that relationship, that foundation is still great. So that's a short answer to
That,
a longer answer I have.
that's a great answer, but you're also now essentially assuming him to not have sex anymore for the rest of his life as well.
I'm a different type of woman, so no, I would not assume he was not going to have sex for the rest of his life.
Ooh, twins. You want to respond to that, or
So I mean,
You notice I said no, I do not expect him to not have sex for the rest of his life. That was my answer.
so you would allow him to cheat, or
He wouldn't be cheating.
what would he be doing?
How is he cheating if I know about it? How is it cheating if I'm bringing other women into the relationship, understanding that
Okay. You didn't say
I
any of
don't
that.
have
You
the
said a whole bunch of I'm cooking food and back rubs. Okay,
No,
all
I
right.
talked about me. I talked about what value I brought. The question was, if you asked me if that man's still going to have sex, he's
At
still
the end,
gonna
I
have
asked, would
sex.
you also allow him to cheat? At the end, I said, would you allow
But
him
it's
to cheat?
not cheating.
Oh,
Cheating is doing something behind someone's back and then
women will
not knowing
find
about it.
oh,
No, that's not cheating.
you're a politician in a past life.
No,
Okay.
I'm I'm not a politician. I'm just a bisexual woman who knows what men and women want. So
Okay.
that's not cheating if you're well aware of the situation and you're making sure, because his happiness is still important. Just because I can't use my vagina doesn't mean he doesn't get it.
Okay. All right. Before twins respond, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the same question, twins. Great woman, amazing mother, muse energy, just, speaks life into you, makes you blush, and all of a sudden you spilled some grits on your dick. And now you now you just can't do anything. It ain't there. What do you do?
yeah. So first off, I don't cook, so I'll never spill grits myself. But anyway,
Oh, okay, she spilled grits on you. There you go. It's her fault.
oh yeah, oh, we done.
Okay.
So, but anyway, let me answer the question though. Great.
Mhm.
So, even also with the cheating part too.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, man, that's tough. So, I mean, of course, I seen the Patrice O'Neal question. I saw it. So, I kind of already know what to say, the right answer. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I've never seen that.
we just want your answer. It doesn't have to be the right answer. We
No,
just
right
want your
answer.
answer.
But of course, I mean, still, find out what she likes, her hobbies. What she likes to do. All the fun things she likes to do. Blah blah blah. Now, as far as the sex part, now that's gonna be a tough one for me because I don't know if I can just let anybody come in and do the thing. I know she needs it, so
Would you pick? Would you want to pick the guy or something? Like,
hey, listen. I mean, there's toys out there, right?
sir,
Hey,
nothing substitutes. Nothing
no, I
substitutes
agree.
an actual, like, the movement of human being to human being. You can't put that prison on. Well, or maybe you can out of your version of love. I'll let you finish. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that once again, it's tough for men because I'm not bi, right? So therefore, yeah. So
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you ain't
try.
got to be in the room watching. I'm not telling you to be a cuck.
No, I don't got to beat her. But once again, we had this conversation about cheating, and yeah, as far as men, it's hard for us to be like, oh, my girl cheated, I forgive her, we keep moving. Now, granted, she's
Well,
not.
no, she's not cheating, right? Because you know about it.
He's
I
not
know.
cheating.
Well, I don't see. I
So
think
would you?
I
Would
don't know.
you?
Me personally, I don't know.
Could your love allow her to be a human being?
I'll say
Uh,
that if the
mhm,
situation were to happen where my tools stop working,
mhm.
I would rather her leave me.
Wow.
I would rather her leave me to still be with her, knowing that someone else blowing her back out. My mental ain't built for that.
Wow. Again, great mother. Leave with the you would just forego it all because of
Well,
sex.
you know why? Because either A, she's gonna cheat anyway. So I'd rather
No,
her.
she loves you, man.
Well,
She
then,
values you.
well,
She
then,
wants you. She wants to grow old with you.
okay, then if she loves me, then she won't need nobody else to blow her back out then for then.
Oh,
Oh,
that
sir,
is not. Oh,
sir,
ouch.
sir.
What are you talking
Sound
about?
effects. Sound effects. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah, I'm
ding.
different than that. So, your minds. Now, I can't.
Your version of love is a little bit possessive,
Yeah, yeah.
and the lady's version of love is a little bit authentic. Is a little bit more realistic, because she understands the nature of man, and she said that she would pour into it with muse energy and do certain things, but she would still also understand that he's going to need that sexual. Sometimes the best medicine in the world is a woman rubbing you on the back of your head and telling you it's going to be okay, and that pillow talk right after sex. That's just medicine in that.
Yeah.
And it's also the inverse. If you can't give that, you have to. A lot of times, women see love like a cage, and that's why they can't grow old with men these days. I think we have to rethink certain things to, again, try to grow old together. And you're a good guy. I'm not saying, but I think this is a thing that a lot of guys do, where sex is just sex. And I think we've overcomplicated it in a way where it's become possessive, when our elders didn't feel that way before the introduction of Christianity and the oppressor's version of love. Our elders didn't do that. We didn't put our women in that kind of prison, in indigenous culture. I think there's more authenticity in that than the way the oppressors say that we're supposed to be in a union.
Here's the thing, though. Here's what I hear from a lot of men, because Twins' answer is not unique. For a lot of men, when I've had these conversations with men, there are a lot of men whose love is possessive, because they feel as if when they marry a woman, they do possess her. And if you think about it, we did become possessions, right? Like
Right.
giving of, so now this man possesses me, right? And again, it's
Right.
in many people it's very archaic, but it's just the reality of how the mindset is. And now something that I possess, that I still want, that I look at it in a certain way. You are essentially saying that I should, despite not being able to give her what I was previously giving her, I should allow my possession to then be possessed by another man. And this is why
Not
for
possessed,
a
just
lot of men it's
borrowed.
different. But here's the
Just
thing.
yeah.
But once you're bored, you're tainted. Because now I understand we are the receivers of the energy of sex,
Mhm.
right? You
Yes.
enter us, you penetrate us. Like snow soul snatchers. That's really what that is, a man snatching a woman's soul. It's generally not in the reverse, because you give into us. So your woman is
Shit.
now receiving.
Don't
Well,
you put
listen,
them sisters. There's some sisters that
there's some pum that is soul snatching, and some else that's soul snatching. Okay, I get it. Been on both
Mhm.
sides, completely understand it. But just from the physical aspect of it, this is what men do. It is this. We don't do this. We don't. We are soft. We're all of that. So now, in a lot of men's minds, the moment I am with another man, I am tainted. So he can no longer possess something that is now tainted. And whether he wants to or not, he starts viewing me in a different way, because I gave myself something he possessed, gave away. You don't give away, like a jockey doesn't give away, a horse trainer doesn't give away his prized horse. Do you understand what I'm saying? The horses go
I do.
away when they're no longer needed. They don't want them. They're done with them. They move them away. Twin still wants his wife. So he says, I'm not about to go give her permission to be
Mhm.
by another man.
Then my question is this: um, two questions. Do women want to be married? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
If we're honest with ourselves.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But do women want to be a possession? Do women want to be
No.
possessed? Then that's the
No.
problem. My theory is this. I always say it. I don't. First off, I'm not a Christian, so I don't really know if I should ever be married. Secondly, I don't believe that women are possessions. And when I bring this to women, I ask them, are you a possession? They say no. So well, then I can't. Then we shouldn't be married, because marriage is literally saying that you're a possession. Don't. I know. I know.
No,
I can
but
talk
that's
my way out of.
exactly what,
And the third.
no, I know,
And the
I
third
agree
thing
with you.
is.
That's smart to do that, by the
And the
way.
third thing
That's
is also,
great.
I've never seen. I didn't grow up with a husband. I didn't see husbands growing up. In the same way that men will say, if a woman wasn't raised to be a wife, she can't be a wife. I'll say the same inverse. If a man's not raised around a husband, it's more than likely not going to be a good husband. So why put yourself in the position for the penalties of a divorce if you haven't grown up to see how a husband really moves?
I love this for you. I love this that you give these women these theory and they're probably like, oh my God, you're so smart. You're so right. Sorry,
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
I'm
it.
still give
I
you pum pum.
have a question.
Knowing that it won't lead to anything. I digress. Go ahead, Twin.
So
Oh,
the
it leads to plenty. It leads to what I it leads to what
It
I
leads to
need.
what you need, but what she
Yes.
needs, she's not going to get because she's already agreed going into the situation that she's not going to get what she wants, even though she's going to try to convince you with her pum pum and her mouth or her nice gestures that she should be your wife because
I
I'm
think it's the
different.
inverse. I think she gets
Every
what she
woman
wants. She
thinks we're
doesn't get what
different.
she gets what she needs. She doesn't get what she wants. That's the diff. She actually gets what all she needs is just a little bit of good energy. She doesn't need a lifelong relationship. A lot of women have been programmed into actually thinking that it's not in our nature. It's just not. What she needs is somebody to maybe give her good energy, some good counsel, some good advice, some good laughs, and some good, stories, some good anecdotes about raising children, some good massages, some good, some good affirmations. But I don't know if she wants that for a lifetime from one man.
all right. So the question I
Thanks
have,
for the question.
yep,
Mhm.
Sheba. So
Oh,
you said,
me.
yeah, because you said no, women do not want to be possession, right?
No, a lot of women don't want to be possessed because they don't understand the concept of marriage. Like
Completely.
as much broken villain it is a biblical thing. It is a possession. When my father gave me to the husband, it is a possession. That's what it was.
Yes.
But a lot of women don't understand that and they're fighting against that. Hence why a lot of them are having issues with the concept of what it means to have a traditional marriage. Go on with your question.
Okay. Fully understand. So with that being said, now I heard from a lot of women, if they man cheat, they're done, right?
I'm not
Because
leaving.
because they feel their man is their possession, right? Is that true?
A lot of women will say that we will leave, correct?
So why don't you want to be? I mean, business conversation. So why don't you want to be a possession, but you want your man to be possession to you?
I don't think a lot of women who have that mindset think
No, no,
that way.
no, you. I'm speaking to
No,
you now.
I don't. Oh, you want to speak for me? I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not leaving my husband if he cheats. Let's be
Well,
very
no,
clear. I,
not part I know. No, no. But the original question that you said no, you're not a possession to your husband.
no, I'm saying women in general. I understand that I'm a possession to my
Oh,
husband. I
okay.
completely understand that because I understand the biblical context of marriage, the giving away, the whole, even the vows indicate possession. Like the vows, who gives this woman to this man? The reverse doesn't happen. Who gives this man to this woman? It doesn't. The pastors still say that. I understand. I'm being give. Here you go. Take her, please. She is now yours.
So my thing is this: let's leave the biblical stuff out of it altogether. Just period. If we're together, do you belong to me, and do I belong to you?
Yes,
A possession.
absolutely.
Regardless of the biblical stuff.
Yeah, it is possession. It is owned. It is owned. If we were thinking even about bartering time, it was bartered. We come together. Even in some the oxen and the cows that are given in other cultures, it is to purchase the wife. Nobody gives that to the man's family. We had to do dowries in one of our weddings because the family was giving the daughter to the family she was marrying into, and dowries were expected because it is the idea. It doesn't matter if you even take the Bible out of that. That was a Muslim wedding, right? Like we are giving you, and therefore we get something because you are taking her. She is now yours. And I think a lot of people don't want to think that way because in their minds it is archaic and doesn't align with how they're choosing to view relationships today.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If the woman wasn't raised with her father, or because maybe the father passed away, but if the woman wasn't raised with her father, and the father's not there to give her away to you, the man, do you think you should marry her in the first place?
The family's still giving her, but ask the man. Sorry,
Mm,
that was like a more male question, but the
but
family
it's a
still
bunch of
gives
women
her
on the
away.
side giving that. You know what I mean? It's going to be. It's not the same as the father giving his daughter away to a man to be for her to be her husband. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the same impact. The women are ready to get rid of you because with women, you all hate each other damn near half the time. But a father giving away his daughter to a man is so symbolic that I think that if that's not occurring, or the father like passed away or something, and there's a picture of him there, like they walking him down the aisle with a photo. Like if it ain't that, then I would say that more than likely she's not going to biblically do marriage for the long haul. Would you agree or disagree?
I'm gonna leave that to twins. You guys choose your wives.
Well,
So
both of y'all can answer it.
so because it's not a father figure around, right? To give
Right.
her away, right? And they go, they get married, they walk down the aisle, and she walks down with her another woman, I guess, right?
Or it could be a father, like a stepfather would still be
Okay.
someone giving it still be symbolic. But if it's just a guy that's been knocking up or hitting the mom off, I would say no.
See, the thing is now in this era that we're in, this day and age, people are not getting married out the old standard basics that we're speaking on. People are just getting married. Because I mean,
Yeah, people aren't getting married for the long. People are not getting married with the ideology of we're going to grow old together no matter what.
well, yeah, because there's always the money aspect. You can cash out anytime. At the end of the day, you have no fault divorce. You can wake up one day and be like, "Oh, I'm not happy no more. I want to separate," and that's all it takes now. Like, there's no reason that you don't have to give a reason why your divorce failed. Like, you won't be married no more. As a woman, you can wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? I'm not happy no more, and that's
Where
it.
in the past, the woman would have to explain that to her
Yeah,
father, and then maybe that would alleviate her divorcing you. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
the father's supposed to be your wingman in your marriage. The father's supposed to be able to you're supposed to be able to go speak to the father about issues maybe you're having, and he can convey them to your wife in a way that she receives them the correct way. That's how it's supposed to be, but it's not here anymore.
Yeah, we got away
I mean,
from.
wouldn't marriage? Could you imagine your marriage if you could speak to her father about the issues you were having, and him going to speak to his daughter and maybe convey them to her in a way that
I believe
helped?
that would have. I believe that would have definitely persuaded because her father passed away, right? So, but
Okay.
yeah, but still, if she would, once again, I think we talked about last episode that you was on. When you go and meet a woman, you talking to her, and all you see is nothing but women
Yeah.
everywhere. Run, my brother,
Red
run,
flags.
run,
The
and
food's gonna smell good, but run away. Run away with a plate. But
nothing but women. Nothing. I mean, I found maybe I may have like maybe two cousins that I still talk to, and it's a big family because they're Jamaican. Big
Mhm.
family unit. They link up all the time. And it's like, damn, I say all these beautiful women. Where the fuck the men at? Message, message,
Now
message.
you have a daughter, correct?
Yes.
So in the future, and when she's married, would you like for him to come and get counsel from you when maybe things are getting tough with your daughter? Because you know your daughter better than he does. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
would you allow him to come to you when things when arguments are coming? Like, I think as fathers, we have to, if we really want to change the pendulum, we have to put the code into our daughters of saying we are part of your relationship. And I think so many times in Black community, a lot of the women, they hide the relationships and the relationship problems from their fathers, when in reality it should be the inverse.
That's a tricky one. But so first off, I'm pouring everything into my daughter, right? She getting the black book, the blue book, whatever book there is about men, XYZ. But at the same time, to be submissive, XYZ, whatever. I would love to have that great relationship with my son-in-law, of course.
Mhm.
Sure. But
Yes.
there's some parts I don't want to know everything on because I want them to be able to handle conflict without trying to run and get daddy or get me every time. Like y'all gotta figure some stuff out. But you know what I'm saying? I want to hopefully I can be in the early stages so I can, I'm already molding her together. It's trying to
Mhm.
get this new knucklehead dude that ain't my son, that's gonna be my son, understand how I work, how she work, how they can work, how they can figure things of their own. I could definitely help be the guide in a relationship, but it's really gonna be up to them two to work things out.
If she brought a man home that didn't have a father, would that be a red flag to you?
Oh, great question. Oh, this might be a topic for another episode. Oh, yes. My daughter, if the boy she talks to doesn't have a father figure, now the dad might not be there, jail, did whatever, but if he must have a father figure. He must have that back
Mm,
on manhood and XYZ. If the boy grew up and he's all mother boy, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Who when things get tough for him, who is his man? Who's the circle that he go to when something's getting hard in his life? Where's his fellas? Where do he fellowship at?
Where's the godfather? I've always asked this to women when they say the father is not in a child's life. And I say, where's the child's godfather? Because that's supposed to be the father figure if the father is not there. And
But a
again,
lot of
we
people are
do
not doing that though, Broken Berlin. Like a
right.
lot of people are not doing that traditional aspect of going to christen the child and designated godmothers and godfathers and my daughter's godfather was always there for her. I mean, she has her dad, but no matter what, like they were both showing up for her if necessary, and she knew she could go to her godfather. But ask people nowadays who's the godfather of your child, they're not going those traditional ways anymore. Like godfathers, godmothers, what does that even mean
You know what's funny
for a lot
too?
of people?
You know what's funny in saying that? Both my kids have godmothers, but they ain't got no godfather
Ooh.
Why?
because I'm their daddy. I'll do X, Y,
But
Z.
if something happens to you,
That's why
you
you have
have
life insurance, X, Y. That's why you have things set up. So if
ah,
I'm not here,
wow.
now to
You,
a certain extent, listen. To a certain
okay.
extent, on financial part, they'll be taken care of. Unfortunately, at that point, it will have to be up to the wife or the ex-wife or the widow at that time to pick the right man, the XYZ to go for it. Because I can't do it all.
But in
Right.
your
I understand that,
defense, twin,
but it would be one of your closest friends or somebody who would continue raising the child with the way that you would speak to the child in your code. That's what the godfather is supposed to do. It's
If
not about the
but
godfather being about the well,
anything,
you
that would
pay
be
for everything,
my brother or
which is
something.
what we sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, if anything like that, if I want another man to come in and be around my kids, it will have to be my brothers.
it'd be your twin. Twin is a twin. So
You
that's
should
what
have
I
your conversation
automatically
with your
thought.
brothers about being the godfather.
Only problem is that both my brothers, I have a twin and the elder brother, but they both out of states. That's the only problem too. They're not, no one's local.
It doesn't matter if they're out of state or not. If something
Yeah.
happens to you, then they step up and take responsibility and make sure that they're giving your daughter the same kind of messages that you would be giving her. It's not about the finances. It's about, hey, your dad was like this. Your dad would have been telling you this. That's what the godfather is supposed to do. Take it out the financials and
No, I
have.
got you.
I think I'm not wishing anything bad on you. I'm just saying that as men, because again, if you're not here, then who gives your daughter away at the wedding when she has a wedding?
Hopefully maybe she has uncles. She has just other men around, but
I
the
just want to
same,
get away from that whole father, because so many women use that term father figures, and they really ain't father figures. They're
no.
just God,
I'll say
you
this. I
know.
mean, if I can live long enough by the time to get married, I don't have to worry about because I done poured everything. Like I'm very like my kids. I talk to them. I tell them about stuff all the time. Every time I get them, like I'm all about planning for the future for them. I've been still like I have conversation with them little at a time because they're still young, they're growing. But if I can live for another 20 years or 15 years, I'm good. If something happens to me, I'm not here. They got it all. Like, for example, my
But
dad died when I was 15, but my dad poured into me, my brother, so much. There was nothing no other man could have told me. The only thing I did miss out by not having my dad around is when it came to marriage. I didn't have anyone to give me the real deal about marriage. That's the only thing I would.
Him picking a godfather would have helped you with that, because we don't know what we doing in this shit, man. Who tells us how to deal with a woman once postpartum comes? That broke up me and my ex. I wish I would have had some counsel. And that shit was a fucking whirlwind. I didn't know. And the things that are said, that the women say when they're going through that, it's hard to forget that, and that venom that comes out, I think it breaks up a lot of relationships, because a lot of men aren't expecting that sort of venom to come from the woman that they're trying to love.
That's crazy. You know what?
And the woman doesn't expect it either.
I understand that.
That's great.
We've only been discussing postpartum in the last 20 years, maybe.
No, but I'm saying the 2 kids. I was lucky not to have that type of trauma from her, my woman at the time. Like, because I hear about.
I was fortunate not to go through it either. I was fortunate that I never experienced postpartum, thank the Lord. But I know of people who've had to be on like medication and round the clock watch, because the fathers were even concerned if they were going to hurt the baby.
Yeah,
that's how bad it got.
So forget the postpartum. If anything, it's about how men deal with how the men to deal with women in relationships. That's the most important thing when it comes to marriage. And I tell a lot of brothers this, and I talk about this a lot. Just because you put a ring on her finger, she's not going to change. What's going to happen? She's going to amplify. She's going to be worse than she was before you got the ring. See, before you give her the ring, she wants, like, as a woman who want to be married, she's going to do everything X, Y, Z. She's going to be good. This X, Y, Z. She's going to be on point. Once she got that ring, got you. Because the stuff that I tell all the men this, the stuff that I dealt with when I was single, like cussing me out, X, Y, Z, those things I never tolerated when I was single.
Right.
When you get married, you got to swallow your pride, because it's not easy to walk out of a marriage. So a lot of stuff that you wouldn't deal with when you was single, you would deal with marriage, and that's a challenge. That's one thing I tell a lot of men. I said, don't because you give her a ring, she's gonna change. Giving her a ring is not gonna make her act any different. The way she is now is what she is now, and I'm telling you, it's going to amplify. I don't care who you are, any man. You could be 20 years married, happy, cool. There's still some things you do that you would not tolerate if you were single. If you were single, you'd have been gone like this. But because you're married,
can a woman hide that though? Can a woman hide that level of crazy? Like how well can we truly hide crazy? I mean, I you got to date women. How well can
you can hide it very well.
Listen, it don't have to be
not hide it, but you can blind us with other attributes to make us not see it or make us forget it.
Yeah.
If you riding us in the moonlight and making us roll eyes, then we forget that maybe you have these other red flags. I think that.
So is that on her or is that on you? Because she displayed
a combination of both.
And you ignored it for other reasons.
It's a combination of both. Unless you got with a man that's a foreseen player and had those experiences a lot. If you got with a man that's a good man, then he probably hasn't had those experiences a lot. So you giving him that sort of energy would be a first time thing for him. Not saying that he's a virgin, but I mean authentic love making. Most men get pity pussy. Most men don't get like, I want to put it down on you pussy. So if you give that to that,
okay, come on.
Am I lying?
Are you ready? Go ahead, hurry up.
Right. It's the truth.
The vampire fade out of this conversation.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bartender. My bad.
No. The show is enough into the show. You can say pussy. Go ahead. Okay.
Most men have never experienced pity. I mean, most men only get pity. But like, here, I'll give it to you. Like, you talked your way into it. And then there's the men who are the athletes, the men who have the look, the men who have the serious money. They get top tier pussy tricks, and it's not even close. So if you give a man who's never gotten that, he'll walk through fire for you. Am I lying?
No, no, I know.
I'm just keeping silent because this is going to be a clip. Sorry. So
Don't you leave us on this island. Don't jump in this. We're doing double dutch. Jump in. Don't you leave us on this island.
Listen, this is for the ladies.
Right now.
I said, was my confirmation.
That's a
For you
horrible
guys to
confirmation.
But that's
Brandy,
what
I've been on dates with women when they go It doesn't mean good. I mean like
Like,
I don't think I'm gonna have another date with this person. That can mean a whole lot of different things.
Okay, so let me respond. That's the same. That's the same thing where what happens when I call it devil peeing, right? Like devil peeing to me is that D that you get that women lose their goddamn minds. God forgive them, pardon my soul. But lose their minds and be doing anything for a man they know they shouldn't even be making a sandwich for. So,
Right.
we have the equivalent of that, and I don't want no parts of either one of those. I don't want the devil peeing nor do I want to deal with a woman's vagina who makes me feel like, oh, I can walk through walls. I keep that. Mm-mm.
You wouldn't want the man
So,
that's would you the man who's a good man and
I've
doing all
had
those great
some
things for
really
you?
good
You
sex
wouldn't
in
want
my
him to
life.
also take you to that level?
I've had some really good sex in my life, like really good, like thought I was floating outside of my body, but I've never had sex so good that I would do some dumb shit. Like I just have never. I've had some really good sex, but never to the point where because women be doing some
So you never had
dumb
you
shit
sent
with
somebody's
it.
bushes, sent out somebody's car or their bushes, waiting for them to come out.
I've never had sex where I wanted to bust somebody's
No, not
tires or windows of their car.
stalking. We saying stalking at least.
I've never had it where I wanted to call their phone 25 times back to back and show up at their house. No, thank you. I don't
You
want
ain't
it.
never been looking for a man with a magnifying glass in the daytime
Absolutely not.
with a
I don't
flashlight?
want it. Like keep it from get thee behind thee Satan. Like get behind thee Satan. I don't want no peen like that. I don't want no peen that ever makes me
You haven't
stand
had it
in
yet,
front
then.
of anybody's
That's
courthouse
that's what I was about to
and be
say.
talking that. Nope. I've had some magnificent top tier.
And
If
so
if it was beef, it would be Wagyu beef aged D. And never in my life would I ever make no D make me that insane.
you might just son.
Absolutely not.
You might just son. You just don't know it's crazy. That's all. It'll come out one of these days.
I I guess. Please don't. I don't want it. I don't want to be in
Right.
front of nobody's
You,
courthouse
you should because
talking about
it's called demon
yes,
time,
Your
right?
Honor,
Yeah.
yes, Your Honor, I broke the windows out his car
No,
because he didn't answer my call.
domestic. It don't have to be domestic crazy. It could be this. It could be minor, but it still could be like
What's minor?
yeah,
Calling him like 10 times in a row?
no.
Mm-mm. I'm gonna find somewhere else to put my energy into. It is not gonna be nobody's peanut.
Minor would
Mm-mm.
be like okay, minor would be you can't go more than a day without him checking up on you or calling you.
Oh, I'm already like that without dick. So I like quality time. It's my love
So
language.
you so
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 I want people to check
if a
up on
man
me.
has taken you to that level afterwards, you kind of expect him to check in with you all the
Yeah,
time.
because I've already established that. Like I'm a quality time
Mm.
person, and I date long distance, so it's also difficult because I don't get to just see you. We have to fly to each other, or train, or bus, or whatever we need to do to get to each other. And so, therefore, I already established. Like I here's the thing. I tell people my crazy up top, right? Like
Okay.
because I like to fail fast, right? I'm a fail fast person. Let's fail fast. I am 45 years old. I don't and this is why we're even just talking about what we're talking about, the coffee dates, right? I love a good coffee date because within 30 minutes or less, I can determine if it's worth any more time for us to spend. So I like to fail fast. I want to get to know you. And I put all of my crazy out. I tell people I'm stubborn, I'm impatient, I'm a huge daddy's girl, which means that I'm spoiled. I like my own way. Like I put it out there, right? I like quality
But
time.
it's not
I
fair the way
can
you
be
put it out because you
obsessive.
have like really great New York City breastises. So when you probably put it out, you probably got the glitter all on your titties, and the man didn't hear all those things that you put out because you got like Dave Chappelle said, you got grade A New York breastises. Why? So you need to put it out with you need to wear a sweater
That's
when you
on
have these
him.
conversations. Okay, you can't be
But
wearing these
that's on
dresses
him.
that you wearing and then try to tell us about your red flag. Like we ain't hearing you.
Well, that's on you. I put him out there, and you can rewind it if you want, because I told you what it was, and if you missed it, that's on you. Because I'm paying attention to
Mm.
all of your flaws.
Well, yeah, we ain't got no dick out and trying to tell you about our flaws, and that's essentially what you doing.
Ready?
He said I wasn't ready, but that's the reality. I put my crazy right up there, so you know my crazy up front. So before I even get the D, you already know what my crazy
They
is. So
they ignore your crazy. Okay, you got. I am just letting you know. Or twins, am I bugging?
Not bugging.
Okay. Twins is your friend, right? Twins is your friend, but he ain't friends with your titties. Like he could, if it was up to him, he would separate you from the titties and have a
Oh my
grand old time. But unfortunately, the titties are attached to you, So he's like, damn, But if he could do it and detach your titties and put them on someone else, oh, your titties would be gone. You would be a
get off
you would
of
be a
me
titless
today.
you would be a titless friend.
Listen, we had this conversation.
Twins, tell her.
No,
Twins,
we had a conversation. I don't have female friends. You know what I'm saying? On that double level for a reason.
Oh my gosh, this
hey,
is
you
good.
tell hey, me and you are friends, but I am not friends with those titties. You put them shits away. I am not your gay friend. Okay, god damn it, shit.
Exactly.
The gay friend.
You know that
We
part.
done talk about the gay friend. Listen, this has been a great conversation. We're keeping people past their bedtime at this point, but Broken Berlin, it is always great. You are welcome anytime. You definitely make us think, and there's a lot of things to think about. But let me actually ask you: did you see that clip that I played in the beginning?
No, I woke up
You know what?
late because
I'm gonna play it again because I want your very honest opinion, and I'm
okay,
gonna ask you the question before I play the clip. So I'm gonna
okay.
play this clip, and I want you to think about this question:
Oh shit, she
delusional?
pulled the pen out. I'm nervous. When women pull the pen out, she oh shit, she got okay. That's a red
Well,
flag. When a woman pulls a pen out, that means she about to write down the shit you started to say is
I'm
like serious
taking
receipts.
notes. I'm a
All right.
note taker.
Okay. All
So
right.
here's
Okay.
the question
In
for you.
15, you said
All right. I wrote it down. Okay. So
Yes.
before you watch the clip, here's the question. Question:
Okay.
delusional or basic standard? Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to play the clip whenever my hand touches it. And now.
A man asked me for coffee today after work, and I politely told him no, and then brought myself to McAllister's, where I got this croissants, this grilled chicken sandwich, and an entire bowl of broccoli cheddar soup and a Dr. Pepper for under $25. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about how you like today, just like I don't want you to argue with me about how I like today. But coffee is never going to be an option for me. And just like I respect your choice to coffee, respect mine to not coffee.
Okay.
Delusional or basic standard?
Well, it's basic standard for her because she's out of shape and overweight. So a coffee, no, because coffee ain't gonna just do it for her. She needed two croissants and a cheddar soup and a coffee to even be in a happy mood. So that's her basic standard. I mean, that's just the truth. You gotta no, especially with black women. Seduction does not happen on an empty stomach. So I mean, we learn this right away. You gotta feed a chick to get her in her happy place to even hope to start seducing. So he showed up with, "Hey, here's some coffee." Shit, that was just a trinkle in her stomach. That's so. If she was a skinnier woman, maybe she could have had a green tea and that was it. But she's not a skinny woman. She's a woman that need her carbs. So I look at it that way. She's not delusional. She's a bigger woman. If you want to seduce a bigger woman, you gotta. If you want to make a man, if you want a man to work for you, you need to feed him. Does that make sense? If you want to
That
do a
is
bunch of
true.
housework, so same thing for women.
Correct.
If you want to seduce a big woman, you got to feed her. Was that too blunt? I'm sorry.
No, that was exactly, and I'm clipping this shit.
All right.
Exactly. What?
Hey, they can't
We
cancel me. I'm in
said
Germany.
something
It's
They
similar.
ain't got passports to come here and cancel me, so
We
I'll be
we
all right.
said we said
nothing
something
wrong, honestly.
similar.
Honestly, you said nothing wrong. You went straight to the juggler. Maybe I was a little more soft approach to it. You said, "Nah, she's a bit back. She needed her protein. She was hungry. Coffee.
But it's also the same thing for some skinny girls. Hey, there's some skinny girls that can eat more than the big woman. It surprised the hell out of me.
That's a
There's some women who's skinny who got just a void down there. It can confuse a buffet owner. So I mean, it's just I've seen some women with some track. I used to date track. Whoo! I dated this one track girl, and we went to a Chinese buffet, and
Woo!
they what is she? They thought she was putting the food in her purse or something and taking it away. It was like her seventh plate, and it was like the fuck,
Metabolism was on 100.
man.
Yeah.
So
And when it's sex afterwards, I'm like, how can you even move? You ate 7 plates of food, and you about to do what to me? You ain't about to. I don't want you doing nothing to me.
you're scared.
She's like, I'm ready. I'm like, no, I ain't putting nothing in you. I ain't putting nothing near you. I ain't shaking you. I don't want nothing to come up out of nothing. No, we can do it in the morning, maybe after you digest some shit.
No, she didn't burn that off. She didn't burn that energy right off. So you ready? I'm ready. She's ready now.
I was not ready. I had watched
said, "I
her.
wasn't
I had
ready."
watched her eat more than I had seen anyone. Sweet and sour. 2 whole plates easy of the sweet and sour chicken and shrimps with the sauce. And I was just like, I was trying to keep. You know how you try to keep up with a woman drinking and she can outdrink you. I was trying to keep up eating, and I was done. And I was just like, okay, I tapped out. Like she gonna try to get on top of me and ride me. I'll throw up on you. No, this ain't happening tonight. No, sex
I
my
don't
ass.
blame you, sir. I don't blame you, sir.
We
'Cause
gonna watch The Simpsons, baby.
listen, that gag reflex will give out real quick.
Yeah,
When you have a bunch of food and you guys don't realize sometimes when you hear the
yeah,
we're swallowing the food back from coming out, just so you know
yeah,
what we go through. That is a swallowing food back.
yeah. I was
It's
like, I'll pat. No, I'm good on that. Sorry
about
for
that.
taking it there. All right.
That's hilarious.
It's
Thank
always
you,
good to
thank
end
you.
the show on a throw up. And now, yeah.
Wait, before you go, we do our dating tips. Do you have a dating tip for this week? You don't have to give one. You gave one last week.
I can give a quick dating tip. Again, men, start planning the dates. Stop letting the women do it. Use your creativity and go and give these women a authentic date. So many women have had so many of the same dates over and over and over again. Try to think of something different that she's never done before. It's really not that difficult. Just use your brain power. Ask her some questions and then find out what are some things that she's never done that would intrigue her. Do that, and you're already halfway there.
Preach. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
See you next week.
Answer your
Bye.
DM. I want you to do the book of questions with me as well. So check your
Okay,
DM
I'm
on
in.
Instagram. I know you
I
don't
will.
text. You said you
Okay.
don't text. All right.
Okay, I will check my DM. Okay, bye.
Okay. Cheers.
Peace.
Twins, do you want to do your dating tip or do you want me to go?
It's more of a family dating tip
Ready.
or children dating tip based on
Okay.
broke in Brooklyn. Cause I ain't thinking about this. Fellas, if you have kids, think about a good godfather that can step in if something were to happen to you. You know, Corey listens to the show. That was a question that came up, and I've been thinking about that, and that's a good question. So have that brother, best friend that's been around since day one that you
Mhm.
trust. That's going to protect the safety of your kids because you don't want anybody around your kids. You know what I'm saying? You got safety
Correct.
out there, but someone who's like a brother. Maybe they have their own kids too, and your kids and their kids are friends. But have that father figure, somebody, a brother, someone that's gonna if something were happen to you, they'll be able to carry on the message that you would want your kids to have or know if you're not here. So that's the children family tip I want to give for my fathers out there.
I
You're welcome.
love that. That is a great tip because my daughter has an amazing godfather along with a good father. So that's helpful. So my tip is going back to something that I said earlier about intentionality is not about just the other person you're dating. It's also about your intentionality. And when you're going into things intentional, I know I keep saying it and I laugh about it. I would rather fail fast than spend my time and energy into something that I know is not progressing. You don't keep watering a plant that never grows. That's nonsensical. Nobody has a plant that just never grows and you keep day after day after day after day for months and months watering it, right? Like at some point you're going to say, yeah, it's probably not a great plant. And so when you're thinking about intentionality and thinking about dating, think about your own intentions in dating. And this is to the ladies. I should have said that in the beginning. Ladies, we're always saying that we want men to show up intentional, but what are our intentionalities when we're going out and dating? And if you truly are being intentional, you will not say no to any date. Unless it is a date that's going to put you in danger, you're going to put yourself in circumstances with different people to see what is that you like, what is that you dislike, and when you can be with your person doing everything and nothing, that's when you know it's your person. Don't ever feel like you need to just always be out moving lights, camera, action. The best dates are the simplest ones when you really get to know your person. So that is my dating tip. I want to thank everybody. Man, we had a long show tonight. Big up to Broken Berlin once again for coming through. He definitely dropped some gems tonight. Big up to Jeff. Big up to Mr. And anyone else who was watching but not commenting. We appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe, subscribe, and subscribe. Also, you can check us out on Instagram where we also go live. It's also Fuck Your Feelings, the show on Instagram. And you can also email me if you have ideas for shows, if you would like to be on the show, FYF the show at gmail.com or DM me on Instagram. I promise I'll check them. Okay, thank you everybody. Have a good night.